Welcome Math 115 crew. As we head into a new semester, I thought it would be helpful to have a quick screencast of how we will use our Canvas course this semester. So depending on which section of Math 115 you're in, your Canvas course might look slightly different from this, but they are all approximately the same if you are with me in a Math 115 course. So they are approximately the same. There might be some adjustments as we head toward the beginning of the semester. Something might need to be added in or something might need to be taken out, things like that. So just know this is an approximation. This is our homepage, and at the top of the homepage you will see our 3 most recent announcements. I send these out fairly frequently with reminders and anything that might have happened as part of our class that you would need to know about. Like, let's say one of the videos wasn't working and I got that fixed, then I would send out an announcement that had happened and now we're good to go. Things like that. We will have a lot of announcements this semester, and if you ever need to pick through the entire list, you can come to the left side of the screen and click on announcements to get the complete list. Right now there are only 3 fake announcements, but by the time we get to even into week 4, we will have a long list of announcements available to you. Back on the home screen, underneath the announcements, we start with Unit 0. It's a Let's Get Started unit, and so the screencast that you're watching right now should be toward the top. We will have a syllabus and a course schedule. These are both Google Docs. These are both written in my voice. The syllabus in particular has my voice and uses my kind of questioning format for that. So let me give you an idea of what that looks like. When you click on it, you'll get that Google Doc. So the syllabus has headings like, what stuff do you need for the course? And then I list those things. How do you know the course is right for you? Who's on your support team this semester? It is a 15-page document. It is pretty long, but I think you will get to know me and my philosophy and how you'll be supported this semester if you read through that. I think that's worth your time. As far as a schedule, I give you this in chart form. We have 4 units this semester. I give you a list of the likely topics, the rough time frame for when we're going to be working on stuff, and the approximate quiz time frame. I will remind you about time frames like this overall. This is a tentative schedule. We sometimes will fall behind and sometimes be a little bit ahead. That's very, very normal. Just be sure to pay attention to announcements and any deadlines. All right, back to Canvas. Once you access those, open up those Google Docs, you'll get those green check marks. We will need a Desmos account this semester. To get one ready, you'll open this up, and inside here will be instructions for getting your free account. And there will also be a little box in there that says Mark Done. And once you have done that, it will be marked done, and you'll get a little green check marks here. A little green check mark, singular, right here, I think. Or it'll say marked done or something like that. At the very bottom of Unit 0 are 2 explorations. They will help us get kind of settled. The first one is a foundations exploration, and that has things in it like some free response questions about when your last math class was, how did it go. There will also be some math style questions in there. For example, you might see something about using a percentage in a context. Like, how would we handle that? I'm not worried about how well you perform on the math component right now. I'm just trying to look for where we are at as a group with that foundations exploration. For the syllabus exploration, you'll be answering some questions about the syllabus, and so I tell you to open my version of the syllabus in another window so you can answer questions while you're looking up the answers at the same time. Let's see if this will open for me. All right, it says I have already attempted this once and I got a 0. That's kind of sad for me. The highest score will be kept. That is noted right here. And you'll have multiple attempts. at doing many explorations. So this has unlimited attempts. It's okay to make a mistake or to not really know how Canvas works in the beginning. It's okay. Let's click begin so you can kind of get a feel for it. If I click on begin, sometimes it takes a while to load. All right, some questions about the syllabus. When you see that little rocket ship next to something, looks kind of like this rocket ship up here. When you see that next to an item on the home page or in the modules area, you'll know that you can do it through Canvas. So these are true, false, best way to reach me. There's some multiple choice going on, some questions about percentages. When you get all the way done and you want to submit, you'll click the submit button, or I suppose you could do it in the top too. Submit. If you've missed a question, it's going to prompt you, like, are you ready to do that? And you'll tell it yes, if you're ready. And then you can see some information here. So that's how those will work. Let me return us. Oh, I didn't want to return there. Let's go back to the home area. All right. Anything on the home page or the modules page that has this little rocket ship with it, you'll complete that through Canvas. You'll submit answers right there. All right. Once you have those tackled and everything has a happy green check mark or it's marked as done, then you can proceed to Unit 1. You won't be able to get into Unit 1 until you've done Unit 0. So... oh, it's mad at me. It has a little angry thing right there, I think. No, it says it's started. I think we'll be okay. All right. Every unit will come with its own list of goals and tutorials. I think I have this open in another screen. Yeah. Unit 1 goals will all be listed in this left-hand column, and then the tutorials or playlists for those topics will be listed in the right-hand column. You want to check out those tutorials and playlists. I don't think I have any fully face-to-face classes this semester, and so the tutorials and playlists take the place of the regular, like the lecture portion of class, if you wanted to call it that. I'm not big on lecture, but it would take the place of that. So every unit will come with a list like that. It is a powerful list because the goals drive what goes on our quizzes, and the tutorials help you accomplish those goals. So we need that. Every unit will come with some practice with it, and you can click on here. I've already done that in another screen. I'll show you what that looks like. These are done in Desmos. You can't see the P on practice out here on the front, but this is Math 115 Unit 1 Practice Part 1. There were 2 parts. It says welcome. If I click on start the activity, here's a screen where I tell you that practice is important. You can read through that. But things like this, here's some applications that are related to Unit 1. Sometimes these are auto-corrected. So if you put an answer in here and it's correct, it'll change maybe to a green check mark, or it'll say yes or something like that. Sometimes you'll need to scroll to the end of the activity and compare your answers with mine. Up here at the top, you'll notice that this says we're on screen number 2 of 17. So there's a stack of stuff to be practiced on in here, and you do want to do that practice. Back to Canvas. So there are 2 practice sets. Part 1 and Part 2 does indicate that those are separate. They're not just another copy. It's separate practice items. So make sure that you do both of them or all of them in any one unit. Every unit will come with a stack of explorations to work on. You want to figure out how you're doing with course concepts. If you run into trouble, reach out for assistance before the unit quiz. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 explorations before our first quiz comes along. Each of them has a target due date. This one, beginning Unit 1, has a target due date of September 10th. Okay, so target due dates are listed. That's how you're going to know whether you're keeping up with things or not. You want to meet that target due date. The very last date that explorations can be turned in will match the target due date of pre-quiz number 1 in this case, pre-quiz number whatever unit we're in. So all of these, the last moment that they can be submitted will be September 26th at 11:59 p.m. Okay? You want to keep up with these target due dates, but if you happen to fall behind, you do have a little bit of a safety net as long as you get things turned in by that very last moment. We will work on a portfolio this semester, and we have 2 portfolio items here in Unit 1. When you click on these, you'll get a long set of instructions and some guidance and some samples on what to do. Target due dates are listed for these as well, September 15th and September 24th. And then assessment, that's quizzes. Okay. So quiz number 1, info. I always give you a bulletin about the information for the quiz, like how long you will have, what you can use on the quiz, things like that. And then the quiz will be the very last thing in a unit. Target due date is September 28th. I think this one is only open from September 26th through the 28th. The quiz is not open all the time. It's only open for a few days, where the explorations, you could work way ahead in these if you wanted to. Okay, but the quiz has to be done in a very narrow time frame, the 26th through the 28th in this case. So that's Unit 1. At the bottom of our available units, I have some resources for help with school or life issues, and I think this is probably going to build out a bit more before the semester starts. All right. So that's how we will use Canvas. This is the home page. If you come to the modules page, it's going to look the same as the home page, except the announcements are not at the top. If you come to grades, over here on the left, then you can see the scores for any assignments that have been scored. You can see when things were submitted. Remember, this is like a sample student version of things. And you can see a long list of things that are coming up if those are available to you in Canvas. Okay, so it's a very long list. Your overall score will be over here on the right-hand side. You'll notice the explorations don't count for anything in the grade, but quizzes and the portfolio work do. Okay, so you should read through the syllabus and see what's happening with that. I often leave comments about assignments in the gradebook area. So if you get something like this, these cartoon bubbles and a number 1, I think that means there's one notation there or one comment from me. If you click on that, here's a comment. You have some good work in here. For the items that were marked incorrect on this first try, please feel free to pop by student hours to discuss strategies, okay? So sometimes I leave encouraging things, keep up the good work, please let me know what's happening if you're struggling, things like that. Please keep an eye on those notes. And if anything ever looks strange in the gradebook or in Canvas in general, if anything's not working, please just send me a kind email letting me know, and I will try to fix it as quick as I can. Right now, I'm noticing that this imported assignments is 0% right here. I'm not even completely sure what that means. I will try to get that fixed before the semester starts, but for right now, we don't have to worry about it. All right, back to home. All right, as a recap, announcements at the top of the page, the most recent 3. If you want all the announcements, you can come over here to the left. As we go through units, I highly recommend that you go kind of top down for sure in Unit 0. We have to get all of these tackled before we can move on to math in Unit 1. So in Unit 1, you want to check out goals and tutorials, get that up and ready. Look through the goals. What do you think you know how to do? What might be a bit of a challenge for you? If you want to, you could start tackling explorations pretty early on. You know, if you came in here and you were working on one and you figured out, oh, I'm having trouble with proportional reasoning, then you could pop back and check out the tutorials again. Okay. But we want to get these explorations done. We also want to do practice, so you probably need to have a bit of balance between practice and explorations. Want to get these portfolio items in by their target due dates. And we want to make sure that we are ready for quiz number 1, September 26th through the 28th is the window for that. And pretty much all of our units will proceed like that. If you have questions, I encourage you to reach out. If something is not clear, please let me know. If it's not clear to you, it is probably not clear to one of our classmates as well, and I would really like to clear that up. All right, off we go. Let's have a great semester. I'll talk to you soon.